What's good, family? I'm so excited to be here with you. This is Brittany Sunshine. Welcome if you're new and welcome back if you're the OGs. And if you've been here before, you're an OG. That's just how it goes. I'm so excited to let you know that I have a whole new deck. I've been guided to go through all of my journals. And in case you don't know my backstory, so I was raised with the Holy Spirit. I spent a lot of time alone as a child. We lived on huge private acreage. And so it kind of reminds me of David a little bit. I was just like out and about in the wilderness, like kicking it with the Holy Spirit. And I have had a sense of purpose ever since I was a little girl. So I grew up reading the Bible. And then, of course, I did the dance of like religion, not religion, trying to figure out what is that whole thing. And where I've landed is just like it's written, the Holy Spirit will indeed be your best teacher, and you should always listen to that inner voice above and beyond the systems of man. Okay? So, but I have just years of journals that I've been hauling around with me everywhere I've moved to. And I was nudged to go through my journals. As you probably know, if you've been here before, I already have these cards that I'm working with that I wrote, just co-wrote with the Spirit. And then I am now adding this many more from my journals. So I already know the Spirit's going to be highlighting new words, new phrases. And the cool thing about me writing my own cards is that I have entire revelation and experiences and insight that the Holy Spirit and I have from my life and my experience with Him. And so me adding another deck of cards from my journals is just going to be like so much more expansive knowledge and possibility for even further revelation that wants to be passed from the divine through this vessel to you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I looked at some stats the other day and it was like something crazy, like maybe 70 to 90% of the people who are viewing videos are not subscribed, but they're returning. So go ahead and support your girl. Subscribe and leave a comment. Participate a little bit. It won't hurt you. And it, in fact, will not only support me, but it also it's an energetic exchange. And therefore, it's a way of allowing my intuition to further connect with who's really here and who wants to be here. And it's kind of like your way of opting in to being here just by clicking the like button or leaving a comment, and definitely by subscribing. So please do all of that, and it will help my intuition and the guidance that I'm receiving from above to tap into who's here and to allow me to more accurately and with more revelation to speak to who is actually here. If that makes sense. So here we go. I pulled some cards already. We give thanks. We give thanks for the weather. We give thanks for clean rain. We give thanks for exposure of anything that would be messing with our beautiful clean rain. And we give thanks for revelation and truth. Okay, let it be so. So, I'm really excited because these cards that came out are all super biblical. And wow. Okay, so help is on the way. We got this one recently. Help is on the way. And because you might be in a crossing the Red Sea kind of moment where you feel like your enemies or like whatever the resistance or the scarcity or the old season is like closing, but you don't see the entrance to the new season. Okay, here we go. It's a new year. Maybe you're like, I can feel the finality, I can feel the closure that's happening, but I don't yet see the pathway to whatever is ahead of me. But the good news is no matter what it looks like, let the weak say I am strong. So don't align with the fear and the feelingness of being closed in, boxed in. Rather, align with the higher truth, which is just all of these universal truths, regardless of whether you're a physics studier or like the word studier. The physics is just knowing that through Vadim's work, I'm trying to recall his last name. It's escaping me, but knowing that there's infinite reality timelines that we can align with. We know that through the observer effect that our thought forms are actually emitting frequencies that therefore the the electrons are reading, and that's how the 3D world ends up being created. We have so much dominion, and this is so from the word perspective, Tetelestai paid in full. He's like, it's finished, it's all available. Now it's up to us to learn how to actually cooperate with the spirit, to actually apply the finished work in a way that we are calling in the highest, dreamiest timeline in accordance with divine identity. So and really having divine identity revelation is the most important thing, because what good is like just having like a Maserati without having any sort of fullness in your soul about who you are and what this thing is all about, right? And so remember that what you are, the thought forms you're emitting and your energetic signature that you are emitting is echoing off of the walls of reality. And that is actually creating the 3D experience that you will soon have. And as I've been putting all of these different practices into action, I've noticed that it really doesn't take much longer than like a year to start seeing. I mean, that's like the long end. Like, you can change your entire life from right now into a year if you really start to dig in deep, start attending the workshop, take the samplers, start applying the ones that resonate to your life as much as possible, start switching this for that, start remembering to add this to your diet, add this to your day, and watch as these little tiny pivots of revelation will surely, I'm getting chills on this, so it's so real. And I also just saw a hummingbird fly by, so if that's significant. These little pivots of revelation, I'm getting full body chills. The spirit is so serious about this. These tiny pivots of revelation of truth that will then start to eclipse the revelation. These pivots of revelation of truth are going to eclipse all of that noise, all of that fear-mongering, all of those excuses, the 3D mountains that appear like we cannot get past them, the 3D river that would make it seem like we're never going to get across. Like, yeah, we might be like appearing to be free, but then next thing you know, our enemies are chasing right behind us, and now what are we going to do? We're being faced with this river that we can't get through. And then the miraculously, like through these pivots of revelation, the whatever's in your way can just miraculously move. I promise you, I've lived through this. I don't really share my whole story all the time very often, because it's like, where would I even begin? I probably have to write a book. But the point is, I can tell you firsthand that this is so real, and it completely transformed my life. And then, quite frankly, I've been kind of like sailing a little bit on the fruits of that initial manifestation labor. You can't even call it labor, but and now I'm ready for like my next level. So that's what we're going to start doing together at the workshop. So if you have not signed up yet, click the link below. It's free. It's going to be so like low key. Don't worry. It's not intense. It's free. We're just going to go through samplers of modalities that you can try. You can start applying to your life. I'm just going to simply show what I learned and show what I started doing. And it's going to be like 30 minutes to an hour of your day, okay? It's very small, very short. You can do this. You've got to start changing your daily life in order to change your future. So that's really the point of it. And because resurrecting, this new season is about resurrecting maybe dreams that have been like placed to rest. Maybe revelation that you've forgotten about. Like, ooh, I'm hearing that the spirit wants to resurrect things in your life that you probably don't even remember. How many of us have been through seasons where it's like, I got so far off of my trajectory just trying to survive, I don't even remember like half the ideas that I used to have, or what I was even going to be doing, or I'm so far out of alignment with that belief anymore, I don't even know if I can really say I believe that anymore. So wherever you find yourself right now, the spirit has that ultimate plumb line of truth for you, and it really is the truth that will set you free. You don't have to go back to where you came from. In fact, you probably never will, because that's not what's for you, unless you're about to go ahead and preach about it. Unless you're going to go back like the way that Joseph went back in a totally future lineage and became, the leader of the land that was once the slave land. Am I seeing that correctly in the timeline, or am I doing it backwards? Somebody help me out. I think I'm seeing it right in the timeline. Well, we know Moses went back, to get the people. So anyway, that's the only reason that you'll be going back. Okay, that's the only reason you'll be going back. You don't worry, you won't be going back as a slave or as somebody who's deceived. Okay, the camels are arriving. They will indeed show up with what you need. What you need. The camels are the resources. Okay, it's just representative of the resources. So the resources will meet you there. And please check back on one of the most recent videos that I posted in the Beloved Collective readings that was talking about how we're rising to a higher elevation, and that higher elevation allows us to like access coins. That I had a Mario reference came through where it's like, remember that one where he went up in the sky and he's just grabbing the coins? Like, that's what happens when we elevate. When we elevate frequency, there are things that have always been available to us, the resources that have always been available to us. Like, there's entire luxurious experiences, like opportunities. There's things that are available to us as we elevate into a different vibration. And these modalities that we're going to be participating in, these practices, these approaches, whatever techniques, these are all going to be things or ways that you get in alignment with that higher life that is available to you in your divine identity. Okay. Be blessed, be well, be free. Make sure to subscribe, stick around, sign up for the workshops if you're interested, and sow your energy into this collective, because it's a great place to be and it will allow us to all rise up together. Okay? Be blessed, be well, be free.